The clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 43 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, the Senate of Maryland is again in session. Senators, look, I promised the senator from the 42nd District that he would have his birthday present would be that we would be out of here before 11:59. So, in order to make sure that we have a present for the senator from the 42nd, look, we're going to take up one more bill. Everybody wants to go. Let's just, if we could bring up the bill that we special ordered for 5 minutes. All right, the clerk will read the bill.
House Bill 824, Delegate Clippinger, Public Safety, Regulated Firearms Possession and Permits to Carry, Wear, and Transport a Handgun.
All right, House Bill 824 is on third reading for final passage. Are there any further amendments? If not, any further discussion? Chair recognizes the minority whip.
Were we waiting on amendment, Mr. President?
We were. It was still, I think,
Not going to
amendments are
happen.
confidential unless they are
Understand.
offered.
Okay. Mr. President, I would just urge the body to reject this. This is not needed. This regulation is not needed. As we've established, it raises fees, and as my friend from Western Maryland has documented, it's kind of thrown together here in the last 24 hours. Once again, the focus of the General Assembly, strangely, is on regulating people who are not breaking the law, and so I just urge the body at this late hour to reject this bill. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator. All right, on the bill, Chair recognizes the Senator from District 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier on House Bill 824, we heard that one of our members of our body could just not vote for this because it was unconstitutional. He gave examples of why it was. We had amendments that we have been told do not work. If I'm not mistaken, some kind of a synonym of unconstitutional and does not work is pretty close to each other. The testimony that we heard on House Bill 824 and even on Senate Bill 1, the testimony said it was unconstitutional. It said it did not work. The experts in the Second Amendment said it's unconstitutional, does not work. HB 824 violates the Second Amendment and the prescriptions of the United States Supreme Court Bruin decision because the bill is counter to the plain text of the meaning of the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution. It is also outside the norms of the known and the reference historical regulations from the era of the nation's founding. It matches the historical traditions of the late 19th and 20th century instead of an era of our country's founding. It does not match historical tradition of our country's founding. It's unconstitutional. Persons licensed to wear and carry firearms for self-defense outside of their home represents the safetiest segment of society. They do not risk their fellow voters. This bill will not solve the problems of suicide, murders, or criminal shootings. It subverts even our civil rights. It subverts the Maryland Declaration of Rights and the U.S. Constitution. It will contribute to the corruption of our government and the alienation of the people from Maryland elected trustees. It will further damage the fabric of our society and will leave most vulnerable people among us, especially women, exposed to criminal violence. Please do not pass this legislation. We've heard it does not work.
Thank you, Senator. All right, on the bill, any further discussion? If not, the clerk will call the roll.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their vote? Anyone wish to change their vote? Explain their vote. If not, the clerk will take the call. With 28 votes in the affirmative, House Bill 824, having received a constitutional majority, is declared passed. All right, happy birthday, Senator. We are going to stop there. We're going to stop there. Look, this has been a long day. Let me just say thank you. This has been a really tough and long day for lots of reasons. And, you know, when we're moving fast, it's hard, and we want to make sure that we get it as well as possible. We do the best we can. So let me thank the Secretary of the Senate's office. Thank you all for your dedication, truly. It is top-notch, as always. The Amendments Office, DLS, the pages, of course, who worked, you know, they got to see some real action here. Our press corps, who stayed out, and, you know, all the folks that take care of us, and our, you know, the Capitol Police, Sergeant at Arms, our troopers. Just thanks, everyone. This has been a long week. We got a long weekend. Get some rest. We're going to start probably at 10, 11. 11 sounds great. 11 sounds great. There's some stuff in committees. Okay. So let's, do you have any other announcements before we take a quorum call? Any other announcements? If we do 11 on Monday, Chair of Finance?
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Finance, let's meet at 10 a.m. Monday for voting in the committee room.
All right, 10 a.m. Education, Energy, and the Environment?
Yeah, same here. Triple E will meet at 10 a.m. For voting session.
Thank you, Senator. Chair, Budget and Tax?
We'll meet at 10, please.
10 a.m. it is. Judicial Proceedings?
Thank you, Mr. President. The Judicial Proceedings Committee will meet at 10 a.m. on Monday.
10 a.m. That means it's probably a soft 11. I mean, from all of them, not just JPR. That's just so. All right, any other announcements before we go? All right. Let's do a quorum call before we adjourn.
Mr. President,
Has everyone recorded their presence? If so, the clerk will take the call. With 42 members in the chamber and a quorum being present, Senate Maryland remains in session. Chair recognizes the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the Senate of Maryland stand adjourned until Monday, April 10th at 11 a.m.
11 a.m. Please, everyone, drive home safely and have a great weekend. See you on Monday.